Good morning, America. How are ya? Monday morning rail. We'll be 500 miles before the day is done, and I'm the train they call the City of New Orleans. Hi, I'm Denny Jelsma, and it's Monday, and I'm at the world-famous Jacksonville Terminal Railroad Museum, and you know what we do on Monday? You guessed it. We always do show and tell. But before we go there, this is being sponsored by Jelsma Graphics, the people that make all of the embroidered railroad clothing. Just go on jelsma.com for all of your railroad clothing needs. With that being said, show and tell starts right now.
Hi guys, it's Richard from the Jacksonville Terminal Railroad Museum. Today we're going to talk about the first building I built. This is about 30 years ago. I'm brand new to the club, the former Gateway Club in Jacksonville. And I was still learning the ropes about model railroading, how to work with models. What got my interest going when I was 30-something years old, I was taking Model Railroad magazine, and they had an article in there about building, your first building. And it was a 2-story building. They had a picture of it in color, but they used DPM wall modules, design preservation miniatures wall modules. Now, this is the building here, minus the water tank. That came later. But this building started out, or was built by using individual wall sections. One like this, or maybe even this one. These came as individual pieces. Now these things here are paper templates. Today, DPM wall modules are owned by Woodland Scenics Company. On their website, I found you can still buy copies of these. You get like a sheet of paper with these printed on it, and then you can make as many photocopies as you need. The principal thing about these design preservation miniature wall sections is you can line them up to make a building side, whatever you want, switch and swap them. That's the whole idea. They even got short pieces. So I had my footprint for the space for this building to go into. And I just wanted to have a terminal building type freight house type thing. So I lined up an office area down here, office entry, and several doors worth of storage space. Up above, several wall units full of windows. The neat thing, according to the instructions of the DPM, you can line all these up side by side, glue them together. On the back side of the module, put a little styrene strip to kind of help bond it together better. Then once you got the length of the floor you want, you can set it on some paper, on some sandpaper, and just slide it back and forth and sand the whole thing level all at one time. Then you can set up the next second floor wall section. Do the same thing. So on and so on until you get to the building you want. Again, you can mix and match all this stuff. It even comes with pilaster sections. These down here even for the loading dock. What it did not come with was the loading dock itself. Even that one over there. I made the loading dock out of 1x4 piece of pine. I glued the buildings to the back side of it, like here, and then I covered the loading dock with index card. Glued it in place, cut off the excess, came back and scribed in some broken concrete impressions. Came back later on and added the roof for over the loading dock. This again is index card. cut to fit. This is individual wires that were drilled in and glued into the roof. There is a cardboard poster index card edge along here. Next to the wall, I used I think it was evergreen putty. It comes out of the tube as a green. I just stuck it in there to hide any gaps with like the tip of a flat blade screwdriver. Came back and painted it to make it look like tar. The windows come with the kits. Oh, also, today when you buy these kits from Woodland Scenics, each wall section, each one of these, there's 4 in a pack. Each pack is like $9.99. Buy a pack 4 of these, or 4 of these, or whatever, 4 of whatever you want. The sheet of paper is like $2 for the if you want to make some extra copies. Now what I did was, getting back to these things, I made many paper copies, cut them all out, glued them onto I guess more index card, and well taped them on. So I'd have as many as I want to make my next building, and then order the parts I wanted. It was fairly easy. Problem was, after I did all this, built the building, I never used it again. Because by the time I finished this thing, I knew what I was doing with plastic buildings. So then I could take any kit we had at the club and kit bash it to make whatever we needed to fit wherever we needed it. But this was a good learning experience. Inside the windows, you see the black with brown. The black is just signifying it's open window, but it's dark in there. The brown in here are window shutters, well, shades or something like that. The window shutters are just cardboard, or no, construction paper. So is the black construction paper. Well, some of these windows, I literally boarded them off on the inside. And that's just some scribed wood that I had on hand, glued it in on the backside. That's pretty much it, I think. Oh, the steps here did not come with the kit. That is I think it's a plaster casting that I made. The sign, office sign, is the word office cut out from an old phone book. I held on all my old phone books from years ago just because. There's plenty of signs inside those things that you can find appropriate. I don't remember if I put lights in it. May have. One thing I do know, on the old layout, on the gateway layout, the building was much deeper up here. When we wanted to put it in here, if we just set it in place, it would sit on top of the tracks. So we had to cut it back. So we kind of took some measurements from the skyboard out to where the tracks were and measured that on top of the building and drew a line on top of the roof. Then I took the whole model home, took it over to a friend's house who had I think it's a bandsaw, vertically moving blade on wheels. And we just started at one end and just buzzed our way through, followed the line, and cleaned up the plastic cuts on the side. I touched up any painting that needed to be done, and then brought it back. Somebody else added the scenery around it, the stuff on the loading dock, but I just built the main building. And and I also weathered it with a mix of alcohol and India ink. May have applied that 1 or 2 times as necessary until I got the level of smoky dirtiness that I wanted. So if you're scared about cutting into a brand new plastic kit, try the design preservation miniatures approach, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay.
Well, thank you, Richard. That was very interesting. And once again, there's a reason why we have such beautiful buildings and scenery, because of guys like Richard New. Make sure that you hit the like button on Facebook and also on YouTube. We'd like to have you subscribe to our channel on YouTube and hit that. And we want to hear the comments. We just thank you for our support. Every week it just grows. We have thousands of people that watch us, and we really appreciate it. And that's the way it is at the world famous Jacksonville Terminal Railroad Museum in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida, where the sun always shines and running trains is a pleasure, with peace and harmony and total comfort.